Okay, so welcome back to our YouTube videos for how to. Today we're going to look at the double moss stitch, and previously we've done the single moss stitch, which hopefully you found useful watching. So what I've got today is our ultra soft chunky, so that it's nice and easy to see, and I've got some 6mm needles, and for this one I have just cast a few stitches on to start with. I've got 20 on here. Double moss stitch is worked in sets of 4. You can have stray stitches at either end depending on what you're making, but the basic stitch pattern is sets of 4, knit 2, purl 2, and it's a 4-row pattern repeat. So I will show you how this works. It can look a little bit odd when it's written down, and you really do have to just follow the instructions if you've never done it before. But what I'm going to do now is start with a row that is knit 2, purl 2. I've just cast on 20 stitches and done a couple of rows of stocking stitch, just so I've got something there to sort of anchor this onto. So I'm assuming that everyone by this time will know how to knit and purl. So I've done knit 2, brought my yarn forward between the needles, and I'm going to purl 2, back again between the needles, knit 2, bring it forward, do your purl 2. So I'm working all the way across the row, knit 2, back between the needles, purl 2, back between the needles, 2, purl 2, knit 2, ending on a purl 2 for this particular row. And so you can see here how it started getting a little bit of a bobbly effect there. Okay, so on this second side I'm going to work where it looks like I've got a knit stitch, which is this smooth one here. I'm going to work knits, and where I've got the little bobbles there I'm going to be doing purls. So knit 2, this is where the double bit comes in because you're doing 2 of everything. Purl 2, making sure you take your yarn between the needles, not over the needles. You don't want to create any stitches or any loops. Purl 2, then here I've got my knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2. This beginning bit is how you would start a knit 2, purl 2 rib as well. So finishing on my purl 2. So this is the back of my work. You can see how I've got like a double row there. If you turn it over, I've got the double row where you can see the purl side. Now this is the other 2. These are the next 2 rows for the double moss stitch. So everything's double. You've got 2 purls together, 2 knits together, and you've also got 2 rows stacked on top of one another. So when we get back to the right side, as we're at now, I'm actually going to start with purl stitches. So where I've got my 2 knits, I'm going to work 2 purls. Take the yarn between the needles, and then knit the 2 stitches that were purled on the previous row. Oops. There we go. Purl the next 2, knit the 2 after, purl 2, knit, and you'll be able to see in a moment how the changes have started. So this time we finish on the knit 2. So with this one, started with the purl 2, then knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, and you can see how the bobbles are staggered. So to complete the set of 4, I need to do one more row, again this time starting with the purl 2. Purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, all the way across the row. Another way of putting it is that you knit all your knits and you purl all your purls. So you can see there how we've got the staggered going, and on this side it'll show it better. So this is the right side. There, the back of the knit stitches on the other side are showing like purl stitches on this side, and there, so they're staggered in sets. So instead of having one of each stitch, you've got them in pairs, and then you keep repeating those 4 rows. So the next one, you would go back to the first row, which is where you do knit 2, purl 2, and then another knit 2, another purl 2, and just carefully work to the end of the row. And it gives a lovely textured effect to your fabric. So you can see you've got your 2 and your 2, and then you're starting your next set above here. So what I'll do, I'll pause the video just now, and then I'm going to just do another full set, and then you can see how it will look when you've done more than one set of the 4-row repeat. So back in a moment. Okay, so we're back with, just to show you how it will start to look. So with this I have worked 2.5 sets of pattern repeats. No, three sets of pattern repeats here. So your first row there, which was your knit 2, purl 2, starting going across. So you've got your staggered ones like this, and it's a little kind of basket weave effect. If you do more multiples of the stitches, you can have a bigger basket weave effect. But this is your double moss stitch, so it's basically 2 sets of everything. So you've 2 knits, 2 purls, and then 2 rows stacked on top of one another, and you repeat that for however many rows you need to do. So I hope you found that useful, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.